Good morning. My name is Mr. Bennett. I teach English here, and I'm also the Dean of Curricular Innovation, and I'm here to tell you a baseball story. This one's about a guy named James Cool Papa Bell, who played the Negro National League for 22 seasons and is regarded by many as the fastest man to ever play professional baseball. That's because the National Baseball Hall of Fame claims that he could run from home plate to first base to second base to third base and back home in just 12 seconds, which today would still be world-class straight-line speed. Other stories about him are outrageous, that like he could routinely score from second base and sacrifice flies and sacrifice bunts. Or one of his roommates claimed that he could turn off the light switch and be underneath the covers before the room got dark. And the great Satchel Paige said he once threw Bell a pitch, and Bell hit the ball right back up the middle. The ball went between Satchel Paige's legs, and as Paige turned around and looked at second base, he saw the ball hit Bell in the back of the head as he was sliding into second base. Of course, that's absolutely impossible, but that sort of speaks to how fast the man actually was. Unfortunately, Bell didn't get to play Major League Baseball. He retired in 1946, just 1 year before the first African-American player to play Major League Baseball in the 20th century, Jackie Robinson, would play for the Brooklyn Dodgers. Bell was just much too old, though, to be considered. In 1946, though, he had the highest batting average in the league. Unfortunately, he needed 8 qualifying at-bats on the last day of the season, and they were playing a doubleheader, so that would have been possible to qualify for the batting title, to have the highest batting average in the Negro National League. He played the first game and then chose to sit out the second, voluntarily giving up the batting title to a young man named Monty Irvin, who was only 22 years old. Several years later, a graduate student was looking at some stats, and he saw that sort of strange stat and wondered why Bell chose to sit out of the game. So the graduate student searched for Bell and found that Bell was working as a night watchman in St. Louis City Hall and asked Bell for an interview. Bell agreed, and in the conversation, when the young man asked him why he decided not to play in the last game of the season, he said it's simple. He said, "I knew Branch Rickey was looking for the first black ball player, and I knew that a batting title on for a 22-year-old Monty Irvin would make him look better to the scouts." And so Bell chose anonymity, chose to give up the batting title so that the young man could have a better shot at the dream that Bell had always wanted to, something that was always Bell's dream as well. Several years later, when Bell was finally put into the National Baseball Hall of Fame, he was inducted to the National Baseball Hall of Fame. He was asked by a reporter if that day, being inducted into the Hall of Fame, was the greatest thrill of his career. He said, "No, it's not the greatest thrill. He said it was his greatest honor, but that his greatest thrill was watching a black player be the first to play Major League Baseball in the 20th century. Watching Jackie Robinson take the field, that was the greatest thrill of his career." All right. Look him up, James Cool Papa Bell. There are a lot more great stories about him.